Well, no Mike Salk this morning, Russell. I know you're disappointed every
Poor
time.
Mike. Poor Mike.
Every time you join us over the last 7 seasons of training camp, you're a man of routine. There is no Salk today, and in his place, we got this guy wearing the Russell Wilson hat over there, Jake Heaps, to make you comfortable. It's a QB day. You okay with that?
I am ready for the QB day. I'm fired up.
8th training camp. Is routine any different year 8 than it was year 1 or 2?
Routine, it's gotten more precise. I think that you figure out, really how to get your body going and everything else from year 1 to year 2 to year 2. Usually right around year 3, I really start figuring out how to really, get ready for the whole entire season. It's basically hopefully 20 games, 19 games or so. So you
Sure.
gotta get your mind ready. You got to get your spirit ready. You got to get your body ready. Everything, all those things. So it's really important.
What's one thing that in this offseason in particular that you think has been different for you personally than any other offseason? Because it just seems to me out here you've had one of your best offseasons yet as a pro. Watching you out here in training camp in the offseason, it's just been really fun to watch.
I would say personally, the biggest focus I've tried to have in the offseason is to be able to slow down a little bit, even though I've been moving fast, to be able to slow down and really just enjoy, the moments that I get to have, with my kids in particular. That's kind of been my focus. I kind of had a few goals of sending my kids a video every morning, and just sending a video no matter where I am in the world, or if they're with us or not, send a video, because I usually wake up super early. They're not up quite yet, so I try to send a video first thing in the morning to them. So it's a personal thing that obviously I'm super connected with Future and Sienna, but it's just to do something every day as a discipline thing, but also really out of love, and just really show my kids, hey, this is my thought for the day. This is whatever, and just kind of talk to them that way.
Where's the water jug? I mean, I'm a little concerned. This water jug was a lot bigger.
It's around the corner.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I've been drinking my water here. I got a little bottle right here, but the big one's around the corner.
Salk said to you, I think a couple years ago, he looked at you and said, Russ, I got to kind of be honest. Like, I'm worried about you a little bit. Like, I don't know how you do all these things. And honestly, like 24 months later, as we sit here, we spend, as you imagine, you're the franchise quarterback in the town. You're talked a lot on the radio, and we spend a lot of time in your off season. You're everywhere. You just have like when you put your head down at night, maybe during the off season or the regular season, is it any different with all the things that you've got going on in your life?
Well, I think first of all, to really know me is to know that I'm best when I'm busy. I think that, and when I say busy, the things that I desire, the things that I love to do, the things that make me passionate every day, I love inspiring people. First of all, I think that's the first thing that, when I wake up in the morning, that's what I want to be able to do. Is to find a way to inspire somebody that day, whether it's one person or 100 people or 1,000 people. And then I think to travel and see the world, I don't just go places and just hang out and sit on the side of a dock somewhere and just sit there forever. I bring the whole training team and everything else. We go to work first thing. That's the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning. And the day is really surrounded around that thought and really making sure that wherever I go, I have access to the things that I need to do to train at the highest level, and then I think in terms of it's
in terms of a baseball team in Portland, in terms of arena downtown, in terms of amazing business ventures, in terms of amazing relationships you have, right? In terms of a music label, like you just start to put all these things on paper, Russ. Like we sold a second home. I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like it just took some bills off, took my mind off. Like, and to think all of these amazing things that you have going all the time, how do you just handle that?
Well,
how do you manage that?
I think the best thing is I have a team, West East Empire. We have a whole team of people actually going to be out here today. We're going to have a big group out here today that I have, people that do for production, for example. I have a production team. They do that most of the stuff, and I think about the stories that we want to tell and the things we want to create. And while I'm out here focusing on football, that's what they do. That's what they do for a living. You got a team to do that. To obviously from, wanting to own teams in Seattle and Pacific Northwest just in general, that's something that I'm super passionate about. So I love sports. So I want my kids to be around sports forever. So that interest is obvious and why you'd want to do it and all the other reasons. And I think in terms of traveling and stuff like that, that's one of the fun things that I get to do, go around the world. And my wife's busy. I'm not while she's traveling, I'm not going to just sit at home. So we're going to do things together. We're going to support one another, and we have a great team that helps manage everything that we're trying to do. The biggest thing is organization, and I think the second and congruence with that is priorities. And just being able to decipher what's really important and what's not. And that goes back to, like I was saying earlier, the personal thing of to be able to send video to my kid every morning, to kids every morning, just to say, love you. Here's what I'm thinking about. Hope you have a great day. And so, so I think that's important every day, just to be able to do those things, and that's what I really love doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. The fun part, Russ, also for the Seahawks in terms of the development of this offense under Brian Schottenheimer, and for you two personally in your relationship, it's really cool to hear him talk. He came on the show yesterday morning with Brock and Salk and had some things to say about you and your guys' relationship. Let's play a cut for you in terms of what he's been more comfortable with you doing heading into year 2.
And now even at the line of scrimmage, we're giving him so much more freedom because I know him better. Like, that's part of the deal. Like, I didn't know him that well last year, and you get going, and then now I know, okay, he understands. We understand each other better. So he's really, the word you used is correct. He's got such great command of what we're doing offensively.
So that command, Russ, how is that translated for you in terms of the command and being more comfortable at the line of scrimmage running the show?
Well, I've always been comfortable. Every time I haven't been comfortable, but I think, obviously I was with Darrell Bevel for 6 years of my career, and then starting off with Shotty last year. He's bringing in new plays. We're mixing up the offense and adding more stuff, which is great, and this and that, and really us really connecting. I think the one thing that I want to make sure everybody understands is that me and Shotty have always been close since pretty much day one, because we really connected because he's a ball coach. He loves ball. At the end of the day, I love playing ball. You know, and that's really I love learning ball. I love being in it. That's the thing that I really love to do, and so. We really connected in that sense, but I think, hey, this is what I really, really love. This is what I like doing. Hey, this is what we're really, really good at. Hey, this, and then having that dialogue and that conversation, and also obviously personally you grow with somebody just like anything else. The more time you spend with them. So, Shadi and I have gotten really, really close. He's got a brilliant mind. He's a great football coach, and he understands the game really well. And so, I think for me, I always want to be able to make the best play for us at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's the thing in playing fast, and I have all the right to do that at the line of scrimmage, and just being able to make our team play fast and be up tempo and do all the things that we do really well.
Is that an exciting new challenge that you've had in your career? You started out, for example, Max Unger primarily took care of the protection calls, and you obviously had ability to override that, but eventually you grew onto that's your responsibility, that's your baby. And now it sounds like this is something that's kind of the next challenge. Am I right in saying that? Or
well, I think that for me, I want to be able to really be one of the most clutch players in the game. Hands down. That's always one of my focuses. I want to be great in 2-minute situations in that sense. I want to be able to get us into any situation that's going to be a positive situation for us as well at the line of scrimmage, and really be able to manipulate the defense in that sense, and what they're showing us and how we want to play and what we want to run, and just putting advantage us. And so I think that's the biggest thing. Playing quarterback position. When you think about the smartest players, and Brock, you played with this guy, you think about Peyton Manning, he was one of the smartest guys, obviously ever play the game. And, I think it, just to be honest with you, why not me? I think about that. There's nothing that I can't learn. And so I want to be able to take on that challenge and continue to grow. I got, you continue to watch. I study Peyton. I study, even though he's not playing anymore, I study his language and the things he's done and what he's trying to do and the body language and everything else. And so, we're continuing to evolve in that sense. And, I'm always going to be able to make the throws and plays and move around and do all that stuff too as well. But to be able to to give ourselves the best chance to be successful without overthinking it. I do think sometimes you can overthink things. So, I want to be instinctual, but I also want to be very intelligent too at the same time at all times.
You know the voice. It's quarterback of your Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. You believe in clutch?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
or do you think it's just you stay cool, calm, collected, the same guy when the moments get tight and everybody else maybe makes it bigger? Like, what is that line between actually you being clutch versus other people tightening up?
Well, I think the balance of the two. I think that you got to look forward to the moments. You know, I think the people that are really the best athletes in the world, the Steph Currys of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world, the Drew Breeses, and you know the LeBron James. And, you know, you think about those type of players. You know, I think they look forward to the moment. You know, I think that's the thing. You know, when I think about Michael Jordan, when I think about Derek Jeter, those are my two favorite athletes of all time. When I think about those two, and I try to put myself, you know, with the ball at the top of the key like Michael Jordan had against Russell, like he was looking for that moment. He looked for the ball. He didn't shy away from it, you know. And so I think that's the thing that I always want to feel, that thing, you know, and I always want the defense to feel, you know, when I come on the field, you know, like, hey, you know. So I think that presence is everything, and you don't just get that. You believe it, you visualize it, you see it, you speak it. The language that you use is everything. Language is everything. And then I think also, too, is when you actually go out into the field, your demeanor, your presence, you know, and I think that's really, really important. So, but I do, as you mentioned, being, you know, not having these highs and lows emotionally, I think is the real killer instinct. Because when you go out into the field and it may be, you may be winning by, you know, 21 or whatever, you know, to walk onto the field with feels like it's 0-0 is key. When you're down by 21, hey man, hey, let's go. It's, you know, it's one play at a time. That killer instincts too as well. And so I think that balance of all that's key.
You said language is everything. Can you help me understand this one? Because Coach Carroll was hyped last week. He came out here. He was talking about the offense. I think we cut it down. Kyle's back in the studio. I think we cut it down. But he was speaking specifically of what he looks for in an offense. Can you help me understand this language?
I'm not real excited about dinking the ball around.
I'm not real excited about dinking the ball around.
Coach likes the shots. You know, I don't know what that means, dinking. But no, I think obviously he likes taking shots and he likes, you know, being aggressive. I think.
Do you?
Oh, of course. You know, I think we throw it down the field pretty good.
It's all right.
But you know, that can't be the only thing we do too. You know, you got to have the great balance, and we were just talking about that. And you know, and just the great thing about what we have right now is we got a lot of great skill players. You know, and guys that can really make plays, and you know, and so we're gonna have some fun. You know, throwing the ball around, have some fun running it too, and mixing it up and playing fast and getting the ball out quick, but also taking our shots and doing, you know, mixing it up. I want to be the most balanced offense in the sense of what we do, not just, you know, the play action shot game, not just running it. You know, it's got to be everything. You got to be empty, this, that. And I think with I think that's part of what Shotty's kind of talking about, just the development of what we're doing as a whole team. You know, somebody asked me the other day, you know, how do we see our team just in general, the Seahawks, and you know, this is an offensive team now, it seems like, And I said, you know, to be honest with you, we want it to be the most complete team. We want our offense to be the most efficient team. We want to be able to do all the things that we want to do. We want to be explosive. We want to play fast. We want to be physical, all those things. But also on defense, we want to have a shutdown defense. We want to have a spectacular special teams. You know, we want to be able to return it like with Tyler Lockett and do all the things we want to do. And so that's a complete team effort.
Can we do about a 2-minute drill here?
Yeah,
Because you got to get running, we got to get running.
I like 2-minute drill.
Quick little 2-minute drill. Will Russell Wilson ever run for more than 500 yards in a season again?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What makes your deep ball the best in the game?
Giving the guy a chance.
That's your thought process as you get one of those shots and you know you're throwing a post or go route or something. Your thought process is
give him a chance. I think that's the biggest thing.
DK's upside.
Man, I think he could be a Hall of Famer if he wants to be.
Better jumper. Better jumper. I saw your hoops game.
Oh, no, he can't shoot like that, man. Jake Heaps can shoot better than him.
Oh,
But he can't shoot better
than
me.
you for sure.
Easy.
The area of the most growth in your game still, at this stage of your career, the area where you know you can still grow the most.
I always want to challenge my mind the most. You know, I think that's always the biggest thing. You know, you always want to continue to grow. You know, so.
The best conversation counsel you got this offseason.
Best conversation what?
Yeah, in counsel. The best you walked away from it and went, man, I made the most thought-provoking, best counsel, best conversation. And this will be the last one that you just kind of encountered this offseason that just stopped you for a little bit, made you think.
I think when I was at Yankee spring training, I I have a good friend there who's the mental coach for them. His name's Chad, and Trevor, my mental coach. They're super close, and we sat down for an hour, just talked about what do I really want to seek, and I think you always have to check in every year, and what am I really seeking out, not just football wise, but just as you continue to grow and everything else, and what are the things you can control, and so that goes back to the personal thing, and just that goes back to just sending a video to my kids every day, do something romantic for my wife every day, whether it's a sticky note or flowers or whatever it may be, all those things, and doing the simple things well, doing the simple things, and having that vision to texting a teammate every day, checking in with the guy, just so all those three things I think were really super important.
Appreciate it, Russ.
Yeah, man. Appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go
it's
Hawks.
great. Yeah, go Hawks, baby.
Go Hawks.
Thanks for coming
Go
in, man.
Hawks. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Brock.